If you're gonna start your life coaching business in 2024 and you wanna get to those 5 to 10K months as fast and easy as possible, then it is all about nailing the discovery call and finding your soul clients. And in this video, I'm gonna share my top 3 videos that's gonna teach you how to do that. If you're a new life coach, then today I want to share with you some do's and don'ts that's going to help you with finding new clients. My name's Krista Kathleen. I've been professionally coaching since 2016. I'm also the founder of the Build Your Life Coaching Biz brand. I remember when I was a new coach, I was so excited to start coaching people, but was also feeling very overwhelmed at the beginning with how to get started and where to best find clients. So I don't want you to stay stuck in this position, because unless you're coaching people, you're not a coach. So it's really important for you to get out there and to start coaching people as soon as possible. So in order to start finding clients, do tell people that you're becoming a life coach and don't keep it as the world's biggest secret. I know it can be scary to put yourself out there and be vulnerable and let your friends and family see that you may be switching into a new career that you're still trying to figure out yourself. But keeping it to yourself is not going to help people. It's not going to let people know what you're up to. So I would recommend making it a goal of telling one new person every day that you're a life coach. This can be online or in person, and then let things go from there. They may know someone who's been looking for a life coach, and maybe they're looking to hire a life coach themselves. Actually, I have a really cool story around this. Well, a couple years ago when I was pregnant, I decided to do professional dog walking as a way to help motivate me to get outside, get more exercise, and to get paid to do it. And on my Rover profile, I put that I was a life coach. And one of my clients who I was watching her dog for ended up deciding to hire me because she was looking for a life coach. And so normally people who are looking for professional dog walkers wouldn't hire life coaches, but it just happened to work out that way because I was committed to everywhere I show up telling people that I'm a professional life coach. Okay, next, do go out and start finding clients. Don't wait and expect the clients to come to you. This isn't how it works in the beginning. After you've been coaching for a while and you've built up your online presence, people will start to find you and reach out to you. But in the beginning, you have to go out there and you have to ask for referrals, ask for clients. It doesn't have to be super complicated. You could create a Facebook post literally after you watch this video and say, hey everyone, I'm a new life coach and I'm looking to take on 3 pro bono clients. Who's interested? Message me below. It can literally be something as simple as that, but you have to start asking for what you want and need and stop expecting people to reach out to you right now. Okay, do take on free or pro bono clients so you can start to practice, and don't try to start charging for your services until you're confident that your coaching works and you know what you're actually doing. I know a lot of life coaches struggle with, should I take on free clients or should I start charging right away? Again, the choice is up to you. There's no right or wrong way to do this. But if you are feeling really nervous about coaching people, you're not feeling confident in yourself yet or in your coaching process, then why put that extra pressure on yourself with that financial transaction? Having a couple of practice clients can do wonders for letting you practice and get more confident in your skill set. Then you don't really have to be worried about the outcome, and you can take all that pressure off yourself. And just think about it in this way too. In any profession that you usually go to school for and get a degree, there's a certain amount of time or hours where you do have to do your skill set for free before you would start making money for it. So for example, as a nurse, I did clinicals in the hospital and rotations for 2 years before I started to get paid as a professional nurse. I've also heard with therapists that they have to do 3,000 hours of practice therapy before they'll start to get paid as a professional therapist. So again, there's no shame here in taking free coaching clients, so that way you can get confident in your coaching skill set. All right, do focus more on coaching humans and don't focus so much on trying to set up your business in the beginning. While it is important to have a website and a brand and logo and fonts and cool social media graphics and all that, that always comes secondary to the client, right? We got into this business because we want to help people. We want to transform their lives. We want to change their lives. We want to make an impact. And what tends to happen is we get lost and overwhelmed with all the details of starting a new business. And then all our energy and attention goes on to starting the coaching business. And we're not even helping people. We're not even coaching clients. I've talked to new life coaches who will reach out to me and say that they're really feeling stuck, that they're not finding clients, they're not making money. And I'll ask them how they're using their time. And they say that they're spending all of their time trying to figure out their website. Okay, so please don't let this be you. When I first ran my coaching business, I didn't even have a website the first 6 months. People just want to know if you can help them right now. I have so many clients who hire me. They spend $10,000 or more with me on private coaching packages. They've never even seen my website. They don't know what my tagline is. They don't know what my logo is. So again, please don't worry about this stuff in the beginning. It's something that you can work on while you're coaching people and getting your experience, but let the coaching come first and setting up the business come second. Do go through an ICF accredited coach training program sooner rather than later. Don't try to figure all this out on your own or try to learn how to coach just from reading books and watching video courses. I think we put a lot of pressure on ourselves as coaches to start making a lot of money right away and to just wake up one day knowing how to run a successful coaching business and to coach at the professional level. You got to remember, these are two completely new skill sets that you're probably learning. I know it was all new for me when I first started out because I was a labor and delivery nurse for 5 years prior to becoming a coach. So I didn't know how to do any of this stuff in the beginning. Some things I was able to self-teach myself the first year, but that first year of trying to run my coaching business, I really was lost and confused. I cried a lot. It was painful. It was not very fun to run my business from that place. So that's when I decided to go through a coach training program. The minute I started to do that and receive the support and the proper training and education is when my confidence started going up. I started finding higher paying clients, and it just felt so good to know what I was doing and have a safe place to ask questions and to learn everything I needed to know, with being able to actually coach people, not tell them what to do, not give them advice, and just knowing how to become a profitable life coach. So let yourself be a beginner. Let yourself be a student right now, so that way eventually one day you can get to that expert level, but don't feel like you need to just wake up knowing how to do all this stuff on your own. Let's go ahead and quickly review the do's and don'ts for life coaches who are trying to get new clients. Do tell people that you're becoming a life coach. Don't keep it as the world's biggest secret. Do go out and ask for clients. Don't wait and expect clients to come to you in the beginning. Do take on pro bono or free clients so you can practice. Don't try to charge money for your coaching when you're not confident about what you're doing yet. Do focus more on coaching, and don't spend all your time setting up your business. Do go through an ICF accredited coach training program sooner rather than later. And don't try to figure all this out on your own or learn how to coach from reading books or watching video courses. Okay, so I would love to hear from you now. In the comments, let me know your answer to this. What did I share that may have shifted something for you? Let me know. I would love to hear your response. So in today's video, we're going to talk about how to get you some new life coaching clients. I'm sure you're probably asking yourself, where the heck are those dang clients hiding out? I know they're out there. I know they're waiting to hire me, but where are they? I need some help coming up with ideas. Don't worry, I've got you. I actually have a full list of 25 proven ways to create life coaching clients. This is ways that I find coaching clients for my private coaching business. This is ways that and methods that I teach my students in the Born to Coach Training Academy. So I would love for you to have that list in your hands. That link is also below the video as well. So you can click it after watching it, download that list, and then you can easily refer back to it anytime you need to create more coaching clients for yourself. So in this video, I am going to go over some of the proven ways to get clients in that list, but we're gonna go over my top 5 favorite ways to find coaching clients. So let's go ahead and dive on in. My first favorite way to find coaching clients is to gift complimentary coaching sessions. So these coaching sessions can be anywhere between 30 to 60 minutes in length, and You lead the session just like you would be leading a normal session with a paid coaching client. And the beauty of this is you really get to show people what it's like to experience having a life coaching session, because I find that trying to tell people what life coaching is really hard and difficult to do. So I think it's so much easier to just show them. And then you also get the practice, getting more coaching hours in, and you get to build your confidence and your skill set up. And you also get to build relationships with people as well. And remember, we're in the business of doing relationships with people. So the more you get out there, the more you gift people your free coaching sessions, they're going to be so impressed. And most likely by the end of the session, they're going to be like, this is amazing. I want more. How can I keep working with you? Okay, the second way to get new life coaching clients is to just simply tell people that you're a life coach. I know this sounds like it's too easy or too good to be true, but trust me, it really does work. I do it all the time when I'm just out and about and people will ask that magical question, like, what do you do? And you tell them you're a life coach, and usually it piques their interest, and they have so many questions and they want to know more, and they've kind of heard about life coaching, but they don't really know what it is. And it's just such a great opportunity to dive deeper into letting people know what you do and how you can help them. And I actually have a little script here that you can use. If you want to use it word for word, you're totally welcome to, or you can come up with your own phrasing, but I want to share it with you here. Hi, I'm a life coach, and I help people get through roadblocks in their life so they can achieve their biggest life goals. And I'm gifting complimentary sessions at this time. Would you be open to having a session with me? So the next time you're out and about, someone asks you what you do, tell them you're a life coach, and then invite them onto a complimentary coaching session with you. Okay, the third way to get new coaching clients is to create business cards. And I have an example of my business card here. If you can see it, I put a QR scan code on there so that way people can scan it and get a complimentary coaching session with me. So it's all going back to that first thing that we talked about, gifting complimentary coaching sessions, but just, having a business card is a nice way for people to keep that in their purse or their wallet or on their refrigerator, and then can be like, ooh, yeah, I really want to take advantage of this life coaching session. I've never had a life coaching session before. What I do with this is it takes them to my scheduling system. I use Accredited, and then basically I say on the top, like, thank you so much for being interested in a session with me, and this session will expire 30 days from now. So that way there is a little bit of a time limit on there. And I've definitely created a lot of life coaching clients from this. So that could be definitely a way that you could use this too. Okay, the fourth way to get a new coaching client is to actually hang out with your ideal clients. So think about who is the type of person that you want to coach, and what are the things that they enjoy doing, where are the places that they're hanging out at. So for example, I went down to South Africa for 2 months because I was just like, that would be really fun to go visit there. Why not? And I was in beautiful Cape Town. And on the weekends, I was looking for things to do. So I would get on Facebook events, and I was just like, hey, what would I enjoy doing? I mean, because if you think about it, you are your own best ideal client at the end of the day. And I mean, I was just actually looking for things to do to fill my time since I was traveling alone. And I found things like hiking groups and breathwork workshops and yoga classes. And those are just things that I'm generally interested in. And so I started attending these events, and I was, kind of unknowingly networking, and I was meeting really cool people. And, they asked that question like, oh, who are you? What do you do? And I started telling people, I'm a life coach. And it just, it just went into what we were talking about before, where they're like, oh, life coaching, tell me more. I've really wanted to work with a life coach, but I've never met one, or my friends worked with a life coach and they had amazing results. And, and then I invited them into a complimentary session with me after that. And all happened was because I just allowed myself to step outside my comfort zone and start attending new events. And it was actually events where my ideal client was hanging out as well. And from there, I was able to create some new coaching clients. Okay, and the fifth way to get new coaching clients is to create either daily or weekly content online and to invite people to work with you. somewhere throughout that content. So here you are, you're watching my YouTube channel. Every week I create a new YouTube video and I pick really juicy topics that I know that is going to be really valuable for life coaches. And then, constantly throughout this video, you guys are hearing me inviting you into my coach training program. I already did it in the beginning. I'll talk about it more at the end, right? We call that a call to action. So you don't have to necessarily do a YouTube channel. You could do a podcast, or you could do Pinterest, you could do a blog, you could do Instagram, you could do a Facebook group. I mean, there's so many successful ways to run a life coaching business. So don't get trapped into thinking that there's just one right way to do it, because there's not. I actually like to use a thing called intuitive marketing, where you really tap into your intuition, and your intuition will tell you where you need to show up and where you need to serve your humans and where you need to create content. And that's where I got the idea to start creating a YouTube channel, because my intuition was telling me for years that I needed to create a YouTube channel, even though it was really scary and really overwhelming on where to start. And so I just decided to set a goal, and I was like, okay, every week I'm going to create a new video. And then I just pick really helpful contents that I think would be great for my people here. And then I invite them to work with me. So you can do the same. Okay, so let's go ahead and quickly review the 5 ways that you can get life coaching clients in the next 30 days. The first is gift complimentary coaching sessions. The second is tell people you're a life coach. The third is to hand out business cards. And bonus, if you put a QR scan code on there, offering free coaching sessions. Fourth is to hang out with your ideal clients. And the fifth is to create content with an invitation to work with you. Okay, so now I want to hear from you. What's the next step that you're going to take to create either your first or your next coaching client this week?
Right. So let's talk about discovery calls today. This is something that can feel really overwhelming and mysterious and foreign and unknown, and bring up lots of different emotions and feelings if you've never led a discovery call before. And also, it's a good idea to figure out, what is your relationship with sales? If you're afraid to sell, or if you feel like it's icky or slimy in any way, then you're probably not going to be leading too many discovery calls in your business. And we want you to be scheduling as many discovery calls as possible every week, every month, because guess what? That's how you hire clients. That's how you make money in your coaching business. Okay. So I really want you to pay attention today. I want you to take a lot of notes. This is going to be really important. I'm going to share all my years of knowledge of everything to do around discovery calls, lessons I've learned from doing them myself, and tips and tricks that I've helped my clients and new life coaches with over the years. So this is going to be amazing. And in addition, I also created a really pretty worksheet for you that I'm going to be reading off and following today. So I'd love for you to download that. So look down in the comments section, click on the link, and you can download that worksheet, and it'll tell you all the different steps for leading a really great discovery call. And then there's going to be some journal questions at the end where you get to create your own unique discovery call process. Okay, so step 1 with creating a discovery call is creating your pre-ritual ceremony. And the reason that this is important is you want to get into the right mindset and headspace before you get on that discovery call. And when I say like the right headspace, that is showing up from a place of wanting to create value and truly connecting with the client and wanting to serve and help, versus getting stuck in fear and asking yourself the questions of, well, what if they don't have enough money and they can't afford to work with me at this time? Or what if they don't like what I'm offering? Or, you can get really overwhelmed with all these different thoughts. And I always like to say, get your nose out of someone else's bank account, right? Like, you don't want to judge. You don't want to assume anything before you get on a call with someone. You have no idea what their situation is. So you really want to show up from just this curious, open-minded place. And I'll let you know too that there's been times where I've gone on a call with someone. I'm like, oh, no way that they're going to say yes, no way that they're going to be able to afford my rates. And then they ended up, being able to pay. And then there was other people I go on call with, and I'm like, oh, this is definitely going to be a yes. She definitely has the money. And then it ended up being that she didn't have, she wasn't able to afford my services, or it wasn't a good fit. So you just really want to make sure that you're not creating any type of unconscious biases here. And so by doing a pre-ritual ceremony, it can look and feel like however you want. There's all kinds of different activities you can choose from. You can put on a power outfit and do your hair and makeup and wear, something that makes you feel like a boss, a CEO. You can journal, you can go on a walk, you can dance around your room, you can listen to pump up music or a podcast or a YouTube video, a TED Talk. You can hop on a call with your coach. It's just anything that is going to get you excited and confident, and again, really show up from this beautiful aligned space of truly wanting to see how you can best help this client. Because if there is any type of fucked up energy that you're bringing onto the call, the potential client will feel it, and it could result in losing the sale. Okay, step 2 is opening up the call as a leader and creating trust. Trust is the number one ingredient in sales, and you really want your potential client to know what to expect and to feel some sense of control. So that way they can have that safety, they can relax, they can open up to you, and they don't have to wonder if you're going to sell to them at the end of the call. Okay, so this is really important to set the call up properly, and it sets the whole tone for the entire call. And the way that you can open that up, it can sound something like this. Hi there, my name's Krista. Thank you so much for scheduling a discovery call today. I know your time is valuable, so I want to make sure that we're using this time wisely. How I usually run these calls is I want to take some time to get to know you and your goals, and you're going to have an opportunity to ask me a lot of questions. I'm going to ask you a lot of questions. We also want to figure out potentially what is standing in the way of your goals and you feeling successful at this time. And then at the end of the call, if we both feel like it's a good fit to work together, we'll talk about what next steps could look like. How does that sound for you? Okay, so as you can see, I came from this very confident place and taking charge and saying, this is how we're going to run the call. Because you gotta remember, this is not like two friends catching up. This is not letting the client lead the call. You are in charge here. They're looking to you as the expert. And then at the end, I ask that question, how does that sound for you? I really want to make sure that, they're like, okay, this is good, because that lets you know that you can move forward. Okay, step 3 is where you're going to be basically interviewing the potential client. And think of like an interview that you may have gone on recently for a job. It's someone asking you a lot of questions and trying to see if you're a good fit for the position. So this is where a lot of times coaches want to coach, and I'm going to encourage you to not coach during this portion. You don't want to open up any wounds that you can't close. You can maybe do some coaching at the end if some objections come up, but this is the part where you're really going to do active listening to show that you're present, you understand what they're saying, you're acknowledging them, you're seeing them in a whole new way, and then, asking some questions based off what you're hearing as well. So the client's just gonna, and most of the time, what I've experienced in this part of the discovery call is the client's just so excited to have someone that is there and ready to listen to them. And so a lot of times they just start brain dumping and they start talking a mile a minute. And a lot of times you don't even have to do a lot of the work. They just want someone to listen and to understand the pain and the struggles they've been going through, and to really see, are you going to be the person that can help them overcome this, or help to give them a plan, or help them to find the solution for this thing that they've probably been struggling with for a very long time. Okay, so step 4 is you're going to invite the potential client to work with you if it's a good fit. Remember, only invite someone to work with you if it is a good fit. If it is not a good fit, you do not have to invite them to work with you just because they got on a discovery call with you. But what that can sound like is this. Okay, Nancy, so it sounds like we would actually be a really great fit to work together. And I have an amazing coaching package that can help you exactly with what you're looking for. Are you open to hearing about that at this time? Wait for the potential client to say yes. And then you can go into talking about your service, your coaching package. So that can sound something like, all right, so what I love to offer my clients is a 6 month coaching package. And the reason I choose 6 months is because it takes a while for people to create results and mindset changes. And so I really want to make sure that you're going to be successful here with your new habits and goals that you're going to be creating. And we will meet every week for 60 minutes over the course of 6 months. I also provide support in between these sessions as well via text or email, whatever feels best for you. On these coaching calls that we'll do is you'll bring a coaching request at the beginning of the call to figure out what it is that you need more support around and want to work through. And then I'll spend the rest of the time, asking a lot of questions and listening and helping you to create a plan. And then at the end, we'll decide what it is that you want to commit to, what new goals you want to work on for the week, and we'll co-create a plan together there. And I may also give you some type of, homework assignments like journal prompts or books to read or movies to watch based off what comes up. So how does that sound for you? And then again, right, you're going to wait for them to respond back. And then here they might ask some questions of like, what does that cost or additional things. And I would, also throw in, what questions are coming up for you here around with what I just said. And then just make sure to thoroughly answer their questions as best as you can. Okay, step 5 is addressing objections. So the objection you're probably going to see 99% of the time is an objection to money. A lot of times coaches are scared of objections. Objections are not bad. Objections are a good thing. It usually means that the potential client is very interested in working with you and they're just trying to figure out how to make it work. And so this is your opportunity to really step in as coach and to have this high vibration and to encourage them to meet you up here. We don't want to feel sorry for the potential client. We don't want to shame them. We don't want to bully them. We don't want to pressure them. We really want to hold space and empower them around their objections. Some other type of objections you might see is objection to time or wanting to get the approval of their partner, their husband or boyfriend. Maybe they're worried about energy. So, but like I said, most of the time it's going to be the money objection that you see. And I really want to encourage you to start to fall in love with objections. And the best way to get good at handling objections is to practice. I would really encourage to practice role playing, with a friend or with if you're in coach training, a lot of times we'll do role playing, or if you're working with a coach. I've done this with my clients before. We've done role playing on their coaching calls to help them to get more confident in sales, and I can give them feedback afterwards. So practice is how you're going to get better, and then getting that feedback from someone you trust afterwards is also going to help you to grow as well. And sometimes with objections, they really are the true objections, especially like with money. Some people really do, some people really can't afford the service, but a lot of times it's just fear. It's fear that they're not going to get results. It's a fear of, if I invest the time and the money, what if this doesn't work out? Or a lot of times they haven't learned how to trust themselves yet. They haven't learned how to confidently make big business decisions for themselves and their business. So again, this is where you really get to help them to feel good about their decision, whatever it is they end up deciding. It doesn't have to be a yes. You don't want to force a yes if it's not meant to be a yes at this time. Okay, so step 6 is, yay, let's celebrate. You hired a client. So if the person says, yes, I'm ready, let's do this, then that's where you're going to bring in your process and tell them, okay, this is what next steps look like for us to work together. For me, that is telling them, okay, I'm going to send you a contract right after we get off the call. In that contract, there'll be a space to put your credit card information, and then I will put that into my Stripe account and I'll charge you every month, or if it's a pay in full one-time payment. And then after that, I'll send you a questionnaire form and then a scheduling link to get your first session set up. Also, some coaches like to take payments on the call as well. Sometimes they ask for a deposit on the call. Again, it's up to you what feels right for you. There's no right or wrong way to do this. But if you get a maybe, someone's like, I think I'm interested, I just kind of need more time. Remember that not everyone makes a big purchase decision right away. I know I don't. I always appreciate when coaches give me space to come back and to say yes when I'm ready. I don't want to be pressured to say yes there, just because that's just not how I work. I like to take time. So if someone says that they need some time to think about it, ask if you can schedule a follow-up call for a couple days later and answer any additional questions that come up in the meantime on that next call. So that's a really good option to do there. And then if someone says no, just be courteous, thank them for scheduling the call. And then, you can ask if you can refer them out to someone else. Maybe it's a therapist if you feel like coaching isn't a good fit, or it could be to work with another coach that specializes maybe in an area that with issues they were bringing to the call. Or you can or another option too is if you don't feel comfortable referring them to anyone, or they don't want to talk or see anyone else, then you can always say, hey, can we keep in touch? Can I invite you into my free Facebook group? Or can I send you my YouTube channel where I have lots of free resources for new coaches? This is a great opportunity where you can share your free content with them and providing value. And so I've had that happen so many different times where someone has said no, and then a couple months later, a couple years later, they reach back out and they're like, okay, I'm ready now. I want to hire you as my coach. So just because it's a no right now doesn't mean it's going to be a no later on. Okay, that's all I have for right now. I don't want to overwhelm you. That was a lot of information today. Don't forget to download the worksheet that I just went through with you guys. The link is in the comment section. And also make sure to give this video a thumbs up and to subscribe so that way you can keep receiving videos from me that I upload every week. All right, thanks everyone. Bye.